Darryl, you've been in influencer marketing for a long time. Probably one of the most knowledgeable people in Canada, maybe even North America when it comes to influencer marketing. We're doing work for Mohawk. Everything is doing really, really well. The efficiencies on the search is insane.
From an actual tactical perspective, they have the personas that they want to reach as a brand, and we leverage data on who they're trying to target to discover creators that fell into each category while keeping a very tight budget on the creators. We wanted to stick with nanos and micros and avoid working with larger, more expensive creators, and then find people with smaller audiences who make great content and whose audiences really care and engage with what they develop. The response was great. We were early days and the content was being distributed through their natural channels. And we took our own data capabilities as a shop and used that data to help boost the influencer posts.
From that moment forward, it was like lightning in a bottle. It just blew up.
We're talking 20x on costs versus earned media value on the campaign.
And it's not even done. We are 20 times earned media value on every dollar spent.
Talking about how open this client is and how wonderful they are when it comes to these programs. We're doing an extension of the program with the top 2 creators from the campaign, where we're bringing them out to the campus to engage in an open house on the campus and work together on their next generation of posts, their next round.
Cool.
It speaks to not only the success of this campaign, but the openness of the client to try different things that will have an effect.
That means if you spend $50,000 on this campaign, you get $1 million essentially in earned media value. So like it'd be the equivalent of spending $1 million if you spent 50K. That's insane. You look at all the influencers and there's 2 that are standing out. So we approach them, said, come to the campus, the spring open house, do a collab together. And the content that comes out of there, we're gonna boost again. We're gonna retarget everybody that was on campus. We're gonna grab all those audiences and we're gonna boost this creative to retarget all the students that went to open houses across the board with this creative.
Boom.
That is primo. Yeah.
You know what, I think the whole thing all wrapped around is taking tactics that we use in other ways and combining them to create mega tactic, which I guess isn't standard practice in influencer because most of the influencer agencies are not also supremely talented at the media buying side of it. That's where our superpower comes in here.
Yeah. Now you can translate this for retail.
Yep.
You can translate this for CPG. Similar approach, picking the right, creators. And then now you can take that and you can think hyper locally, right? And boost that creative hyper locally to each of your locations potentially. And you could have different creators that work differently. This is the beauty of macro versus nano influencers. Because everybody always went for the macro influencers, but the nano ones are more hyper local. You could have a campaign where you have multiple nano influencers that you can then boost hyper locally, and then you can follow up with all the other things that you're doing across social, connected TV, and all kinds of stuff, and be hyper local in your approach, which all the data shows that is going to drive results.
One of the things about a lot of nano creators is that they are local creators and their audience is going to be very local. And the other great thing about nanos and micros is that their audiences feel more connected to them because they know they're real people. So their engagement rates are significantly higher and you get a lot more bang for your buck when you hire a bunch of them rather than one macro or mega creator.
We hear a lot about attention in our industry. None of it matters without authenticity and trust. So if you get attention, but you have authenticity and trust going with it, that's what you want. If people don't trust your brand or you're not speaking to them in a way that they believe what you're saying, doesn't really matter. Authenticity is huge. So that's why influencers are so hot now, is talking about local people that people know that engage with their audience and put a lot of effort into what they're saying and how they're saying it when they're working for you. Yeah, because that makes a big difference.